In today's video, we're gonna cover 11 things to think about if you are seriously trying to become a good 3D artist. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 11, you should have passion for art. The most important thing you need to become a good 3D artist is passion for art. If you don't have a deep desire to create and explore your craft, then you won't be able to stay motivated to keep up with the competition and the changes of the industry. You must be willing to put in the time and effort to hone your skills and create unique and captivating 3D art, whether it be characters, environments, or just simple 3D assets. A good indicator of having passion for art is having a background in fields that are somehow related to art. For example, a lot of 3D artists were drawing a lot as kids, and you might have a background as a designer, an architect, or a manga artist, and these will serve as a foundation that can help jumpstart your career as a 3D artist, because all of these are vehicles of your passion for art. Additionally, it is important to have a good foundation of knowledge to create the best art you can, and this can be done through online tutorials, books, and even attending art schools. Number 10. Patience. Creating 3D art is a long and tedious process that requires a lot of patience, especially at the high level. So you have to be willing to put in the time and effort to create high quality 3D projects. It can be easy to get frustrated when you are stuck on a project or can't seem to make things look right, whether it be a 3D model, an animation, or a render. But it is important to be patient and keep working towards your goal. So if you are a beginner, I suggest to start with something simple and keep moving the target and making more progress every time. Number 9. Creativity. If you want to be successful as a 3D artist, you must be creative, because it is the essence of art after all. It is important to be able to think outside of the box and come up with unique and interesting ideas for your projects, whether it be creating characters, environments, simulations, or just simple props. This requires a lot of brainstorming and exploring different techniques and tools. It is also important to be able to take criticism and use it to improve your work. This can be difficult at first, but it's important to remember that feedback is a great way to improve your skills and your art, which takes us to the next point. Number 8. Accepting feedback. The ability to accept feedback and use it to improve your work is essential for a 3D artist. It is important to be open to criticism and use it to make your art even better. This can be sometimes hard to do, especially if you are attached to a certain project, but it is an important part of the process. This actually happens even at the highest levels in game studios and VFX houses, but artists have to accept feedback and not be so precious about it. Generally speaking, don't be afraid to reach out to other 3D artists and ask for their feedback and advice. And you can do this online very easily. This can be a great way to get fresh perspectives on your work and learn from others in the field, especially professionals. Number 7. You need to have a future plan as a 3D artist. Also, before you embark on your 3D art career, it is also important to have a plan for the future. What do you want to achieve with your art? Do you want to create art for a living? Or are you looking to create a portfolio to showcase your work? These are all important questions to consider when you are planning for your future as a 3D artist, even if you are doing it as a hobby. It is also important to think about how you are planning to monetize your art, if this is the case. Are you gonna sell 3D models, textures, add-ons, etc.? Or are you gonna create custom projects for clients? Are you gonna pursue a more traditional career path by teaching or working for a studio, in addition to other questions? Number 6. Are you okay with not making money as an artist? Being a 3D artist can be a rewarding and a fulfilling career, but it is also important to remember that it might not be a lucrative one, especially if you are just doing it as a hobby. It is important to consider if you are okay with not making money as an artist and if you are willing to work to build a name for yourself. It may take a while before you start seeing results and maybe a steady income from art, so it is important to be realistic about your expectations. It is also important to be aware that there is a lot of competition in the market for 3D artists. It can be hard to stand out and get noticed, so it is important to be prepared to work hard and stay motivated. And this takes us to the next point. Number 5. The insane competition in the market of 3D artists. There is a lot of competition in the market of 3D artists, so it is important to be aware of this when starting out. You must be prepared to work hard and stand out from the crowd, especially knowing that there is a huge influx of 3D artists and designers from countries that have a lower currency rate, and they are willing to do the work for 10% of your average rate. Number 4, you need to consider the difficulties of being a 3D artist. So being a 3D artist is not always easy. There will be times when you feel like giving up, especially when you are stuck on projects. It is important to be prepared to face these difficulties and focus on your goals. But one of the most difficult situations a lot of wannabe artists find themselves in is the backlash from family members and friends. At first, probably no one will understand your vision as an artist because for the most part, they don't see it as a viable career path, but you have to do what makes you fulfilled at the end of the day, regardless of what people say. Number 3, commitment and consistency. Creating 3D art takes a lot of time and effort, so it is important to be committed to practicing your craft. You need to be willing to put the hours and stay focused on developing your skills. It is also important to be open to trying new things and experimenting with different techniques and tools. You don't have to be perfect right away. So gradually, day after day, a lot of artists have been able to create amazing projects and develop their skills step by step. But the secret is consistency, because if you're gonna do it for just 1 or a couple of months, please don't waste your time. Number 2, you need to consider whether you're gonna do art part-time or full-time. Deciding whether you want to be a 3D artist on a part-time or full-time basis is an important decision to make. If you are pursuing a more traditional career path, then it may be best to start out on a part-time basis. This will allow you to build a portfolio and gain experience before committing to working full-time. If you want to make 3D art your full-time career, then it is crucial to be prepared to put in the hours and staying focused on developing your skills. It is also important to be realistic about the income you can expect when starting out, and you can simply do this by Googling the kind of position you are interested in your chosen field and industry. Number 1, you need to make a decision whether you're gonna go to art school or become a self-taught artist. One of the decisions you need to make whether you want to attend art school or pursue a career as a self-taught artist. Art school can be a great way to get a foundation of knowledge and learn the fundamentals of art, but it is also important to remember that it can be expensive and time-consuming. For those looking to pursue a career as a self-taught artist, it is essential to be willing to put in the time and effort to learn the right tools and techniques on your own. But there are a lot of online tutorials and books that can help you learn the basics of 3D. No matter which part you choose, you need to remember that becoming a successful 3D artist takes time and dedication. Also, you need to be patient and stay focused on your goals. With the right attitude and commitment, you can be successful no matter what. I hope you found these tips useful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. You can also check some of our previous videos similar to this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.